Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we are going to be learning about pronouns in English, subject, object, possessive, and reflexive pronouns. After a brief lecture where I will try to describe each of these types of pronouns, the class, that is, you'll be taking a little bit of a quiz to test if you've got it or not. So we'll be checking our knowledge. Okay, pretty basic, straightforward lesson about pronouns. All right, hello, Hussein. Again.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Is it okay if I call you Hussein? Is that correct?
Yes, my complete name Hüseyin Ağa. The letter is in French G. But Hüseyin, okay. Hüseyin Ağa.
Okay.
Maybe without Ağa. Like
Okay.
Baron and other things. Hey, no problem. Stay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you, Hussein. Okay. Looks like you have a bunch of classmates. Everybody came in at once. Hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Welcome to the class. Galina has joined us. Hello, Galina.
Hello.
Hi. How are you? And Ibec.
Hello.
Hello again.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everyone. Okay. All right. Our mission is fairly straightforward and simple. I'm going to talk to you about different kinds of pronouns to start off with, show you what they are, a little bit about where they go in a sentence, and then we're going to spend the majority of the class trying some various exercises to see how they work in a practical way. Okay. To start off with, pronouns. Pronouns are very basic parts of speech, of course, which in general we use. They work as nouns, of course, and basically they take the place of a noun. Very important use of pronouns to avoid repetition and repeating the same subject or object nouns over and over and over again. We use pronouns to break up speech or writing, obviously. All right. Obviously, you have to be careful with pronouns because you don't use the right ones, or you use them. If you overuse them or don't use them properly, it can be very, very confusing to the reader or listener. Okay, the most three common forms of pronouns. I'm going to do a little screen share so that you can see them as well as hear me talk about them. First of all, subject pronouns. Okay. Subject pronouns are used as the subjects of sentences, the person or thing that does the action, or the person or thing that does the action in a subordinate clause. Doesn't matter. Here's some examples where the subject pronouns are italicized so you can see them clearly. Of course, I live for the summer. Okay, of course, every sentence, in order to be a sentence in English, you must absolutely required to form a sentence. You must have a subject noun, subject pronoun, it's fine, and you must have a verb. That's it, and the sentence must have a clear idea. That's it. So there we go. Our first example, I live for the summer. You remind me of a gray day in winter. It's a strange sentence. So I, you, he, or she, or it is heading for a fall. All right. And then, of course, the plurals. We are ready to spring into action. They never last longer than a season. Okay. Notice. Notice that, of course, let me see. I walk. Okay, just to subject. We need to have a subject-verb agreement. The subject, noun, and the verb have to agree. We have to sometimes conjugate the verb to make sure it agrees. So, for example, I walk, you walk, he, she, or it walks with an S. Simple present tense, of course. We walk, they walk. So you have to be careful with he, she, or it to make sure you're conjugating the verb properly so as to have subject-verb agreement. That's basically it. These are the subject pronouns. I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. We use them to start a sentence. Let's, real quick, just a real quick example. If you can give me a sentence, pick your own. I don't care which pronoun you want to use. But as a subject, let's see if we can do this. Hussein, why don't you go first? Just a simple sentence with a pronoun, subject pronoun.
I work in a big hospital in our country.
I work.
In a big hospital.
Okay. Okay. I work in a big hospital. Okay, that's it. Fine. I as a subject pronoun. Very simple. Heidi?
Yeah.
Heidi. Simple sentence using any of the subject pronouns.
We were about to crash on the wall.
Who was?
We
Okay.
were.
All right. We were crashed.
Onto the wall. To the wall.
How about into?
Yeah, into.
There we go. Into the wall. Crash into the wall. Yes, definitely into there. But great. We were. Great. We plural with the plural. Verb to be. Past tense. We were. Great. Simple. Galina. Can you give me an example using a subject pronoun? Galina, are you there? You still connected? Galina? Okay. Maybe having a little connection problem. I don't know. Ibeck, can you give it a try, please?
It's raining.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go. Notice. All right. Thank you for this one, Ibeck, because he has used good spoken English and he has combined the subject pronoun with the auxiliary or helper verb is. It is raining in spoken English. This is super common. In fact, highly recommended for spoken English to use contracted forms. Contracted forms. I'm, you're, you are, he's, she's, it's. As in his example, we're, there, we are, they are. It is raining. Very simple and to the point, and good demonstration of contraction, a contracted form. Great. Gustavo, welcome to the class. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Gustavo. Welcome. We're looking at pronouns. I would like you to make a simple sentence using a subject pronoun.
Okay.
Add some examples.
We are studying English online. I don't know.
That's it. That's all I need you to do. Great. We are studying English online. Sure. Great. No problem. Super. So we does the action. Great. That's a subject pronoun. Great. Let's move on. Object pronouns. Okay. Object nouns, the action happens to the object noun. So pronouns, okay, substitutes for nouns which have already been mentioned. By the way, in order to use a pronoun, the regular formal noun must have been mentioned already or must be extremely obvious because we can see it, or it's already mentioned. You know, it's perfectly okay for me to say, what is it? What is it? What is that? Pick it up. Because I'm pointing to it. It's right there in front of us. All right. In that case, I can use I don't know what it is. So, okay, I can use a pronoun because I don't even know the name of the noun. For example, here's some examples. Okay. The sun never shines on me, all right? Shines on, the action happens to, in this case, me. You, notice you is the same subject or object pronoun. Someday a planet will be named after you. All right, fine. Mona, the subject, gave him or her or it a gold ribbon. Notice the verb has to conjugate with or have subject agreement with the subject noun. Doesn't matter if I say gave him or her or it or gave them. Plural. Gave us. Gave you, gave me. Doesn't matter. Doesn't affect the verb. She showed us the ring around the moon. Okay, us. That's the plural, which includes the speaker. The Coast Guard rescued them at dawn. Other people, plural, them. All right. Let's, again, let's give this a quick try here. All right. Hussein, you want to go first again? Again, using an object pronoun.
Don't worry, I will be with you all the time. With you.
I'm sorry. One more time.
Don't worry, I will be with you all the time. You.
Don't
Don't
worry.
worry, I will with you all the time. I will be with you
Okay.
all the time.
Okay, I got it. All right. I will be with you all the time. All right, fine. You got the plural will be. Okay. Don't worry, I will be with you all the time. All right. That's fine. You okay, as an object noun here. I is the subject noun. Of course, don't worry. All right. Really, this is an imperative phrase. Okay. Earlier I said we need a subject noun and a verb. This is called an imperative or command phrase. So even though you don't see a subject noun, it is implied. It is you. So this is a complete sentence. Don't worry. Like saying, clean your room, do your homework. Don't worry. These are complete sentences because although the you is not spoken or written, it is implied. All right. Okay. I will be with you all the time. Here our object pronoun is you. Okay. Heidi, can you give me another example?
Okay. Only pronoun for people.
Sorry, again?
That is the first time.
Starting with that.
That was the first time
Okay.
to see him. No.
No, it's okay. That's correct. Him is definitely an object noun, is what you need. That was the first time to see him. Okay, that's a complete sentence. All right, you're just using. Now this is interesting here. Here, there are other kinds of pronouns. All right. We also have demonstratives and relative pronouns, which work a little differently, but demonstrative or relative pronouns act as subject nouns, usually relative pronouns, subject nouns for clauses, okay, and here a demonstrative is our subject noun. That was, okay. This is an object noun for an infinitive clause, and that's okay. That's still good. Actually, we're seeing another usage, not a direct object, but an object of an infinitive clause. So yes, that works. That is correct English, in other words. All right, Ibeck, can you give me an example?
The request was received by me.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. By me. Okay, well, all right. All right, notice, okay, we have something else going on here. We have a passive sentence. All right, here, the subject, the action actually happens to the subject. The request was received. The request had the action taken. It is very normal in a passive sentence, not necessary, but very normal, happens a lot. If we actually want to add the information who did the action, we use a prepositional phrase with by. In this case, when we do that, sure. In this case, we would definitely use the object pronoun, just like this. This is great. This is fine. Okay, that works, and it's an interesting alternative sentence where we can see how that happens with a passive. So thank you. That's an interesting example. Gustavo, can you give me an example, please?
The teacher is showing us how we can use the pronouns. Pronouns.
Sure. All right. The teacher, all right, is showing present continuous right now. Us. They're obviously very straightforward subject, verb, object sentence. Notice how after how we got a relative clause here. Okay, it's a subordinate clause. We can. All right. All right. Then we got we, the subject, as opposed to us, object pronoun. Right. That's correct. Very good. So we can see how we can mix up pronouns or use a series of pronouns when we have two different clauses. In one, us can be the object pronoun, and then we can have another clause where we have to switch to the subject pronoun, we. All right, very interesting examples you guys are giving me to work with here. Okay, we see a lot of different ways we do this. Okay, next type of pronoun, straight up pronoun I want to show you is the possessive. Pretty simple. Possessive shows who or what owns something. And not only owns like I bought it, but I can also use it to show, my hair is going gray. Okay, I never bought my hair, so don't think about ownership as necessarily being buying something. But okay, it's mine nonetheless. It's definitely my hair. Okay, well, what we are looking at here, my old guitar, I'm using it as a demonstrative. Okay, I'm using it in conjunction with something else. My hair, my old guitar. This is called a demonstrative. If I use a possessive pronoun, notice if I use a possessive pronoun, I do not need an article. Guitar, of course, is a countable noun. 1 guitar, 2 guitars, 3 guitars. If I was not showing who owned it, I would have to say either an old guitar or the old guitar. If I have a possessive pronoun, what I'm trying to express, then you do not use an article. All right. My old guitar is, there's our verb. So obviously this entire structure here, my old guitar, is the subject noun. So notice my, used as a possessive for the subject, is in the shop. Okay. But the drum set is mine. All right, and here we are looking in the second half of the sentence. Mine. It was mine, but I sold it. All right. It was mine. Here, the possessive pronoun is the object pronoun. Mine. Your song was hard to understand, but I still enjoyed yours more than anyone else's. I enjoyed yours. Notice this, yours. Notice I don't even need to have it in conjunction with a noun because I've already denoted your song, what it was that you owned. Notice this usage. I could say your song. Okay, I could say yours was better. Actually, it has nothing to do. Okay, I like your whatever giraffe, but mine is taller. Okay, when I use my, it's a demonstrative. I'm using it in conjunction with the noun, and mine or yours without. Sorry, I'm not using it to modify another noun. I'm using it as the noun. All right. So actually, I'm sorry. I was talking about it. Yes, this first one is being used in the subject position, and the second one is in the object position. But I can switch them. He doesn't like my guitar, for example. I can switch that around. So it really has. If I was confusing you, I should clarify that. The difference here. Okay, Ibec, thank you. Ibec, take care. Thanks for stopping by. The difference, of course, is my is a demonstrative I'm using with another noun, and mine, obviously, there's no other noun anywhere near. Okay, his or her or its. Music is too sweet. Notice this is where it's comes in. You might have seen it's a lot of times used with as a contraction. It is. All right. Here is the place where you can see it's possessive. That's when you correctly use it without the apostrophe, without the little apostrophe. All right. Its music is too sweet, so we played hers instead. Same thing, hers or his. or its. Well, its has no alternative. It's its or its, and that's it. And actually, not finally. Our music, and ours. All right. And last one, the Simpsons left their children there and theirs. Okay, McGrath's took theirs home. Okay, all right. That's it. So notice mine are quite different. But the rest, yours with an S. His and its are the same. Hers, ours, theirs. All right, let's see if we can form sentences using either of the possessive forms, possessive case. All right, Hussein, give it a try here.
They said your opinion is not true, but I pretend mine. They said.
He
They
said,
said your opinion is not true, but I pretend on mine or mine.
but I what?
I pretend on mine. Pretend on mine.
And on mine.
Mine.
Okay, wait a minute here. I'm not sure if I don't really understand this. They said your opinion is not true. I'm okay with this. That's fine. Your opinion.
Okay.
I don't understand this.
But I pretend. I prefer mine. Mine is true.
Oh, okay.
I stay with.
Okay, you don't need on.
Prefer mine.
Prefer mine is in my opinion, right?
Yes, my opinion.
Right. Said your opinion is not true. Okay. It's a little unusual to use but here. I mean, I don't know if it's possible. Because they're not really... these two clauses, I prefer mine, I'm not sure what that has to do with your opinion is not true. It's because it's not the opposite. Those are not two opposite things. It's just additional information. So, and I prefer mine. And I prefer mine. Okay, you might say something here. And I prefer mine anyhow. So, the heck with your opinion. In other words, like that. It's additional information, not contrasting information, I would say. Okay, Heidi. Possessive.
Possessive. My computer is more expensive than his.
Okay. Yes. All right. We often use possessives in comparison statements. Definitely. Yes, this would be very common to use possessive pronouns to form comparative statements. All right, great. Gustavo.
I drove my car when I saw their children alone in the street. Their children.
What? Their children alone in the street?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this is totally grammatically correct, Gustavo. It's a little strange for me that someone would decide to drive their car because they saw children. I don't get that.
Okay.
As a concept. I don't. Oh, look, some children. I
no,
drive my car. I don't get it.
I was driving. I was driving my car. Is correct?
Okay. Now I understand.
Yeah.
Right. Changes the meaning here. Verb tense.
Yeah.
If you say I drove my car when I saw children, it means you saw children that made you have a decision to drive your car, which seems very strange to me. I was driving my car when I saw children alone in the street. Okay, now that much better. The present continuous in conjunction with the simple. Well, here, actually, this is past continuous with a simple past. Same thing would happen with present, but okay, past. All right, very good. One action which interrupts is a continuous action. All right, I got you now, and this absolutely does make sense now. Okay, now I understand. Okay. Hi, Ken. Welcome. Welcome, Ken. How are you today? Ken, are you there? Uh-oh. I can't hear you. Sorry, Ken. Your audio is not functioning properly. Okay, he'll be back. Yeah, he'll be back. Okay. Another form of pronoun which I feel we'll leave the relative pronouns and demonstratives for another day, but another type of pronoun that I want to share with you is called the reflexive pronoun. These are the pronouns myself, himself, herself, itself, yourself. What's the one for our? Who knows? Okay, has to be ourselves because it's plural. And themselves because it's plural. Okay, like that. These are called reflexive pronouns. There's basically two ways these are used. One is to talk about something that somebody did, especially with the preposition by. He did it by himself. Wow, he completed his school project by himself. We use this to stress or emphasize the fact that somebody did something alone without any assistance. This is a common usage. Also, we also use it when when we have a subject noun, a subject pronoun, and we're going to refer back to it. For example, if I might say, sometimes I really hate myself. Okay, for example, not rally, but really. Sometimes I really hate myself. Okay. All right, there you go. So this reflexive, I can't say I really hate me, the possessive. Normally, of course, this pronoun instead of myself, if it was an object pronoun, it would be me. But that would not be correct. In English, I cannot say sometimes I really hate me. Okay, you need to do it yourself, for example, because you is the subject noun. I can't need you need to do it you. I definitely need to yourself. Okay, that's why it's called reflexive. It's like reflection. The sentence reflects back on the subject noun. All right, the person who does the action. So you do it to yourself. You do these things to yourself. He did it to himself. I can't pity him. Like that. All right. Just want to mention those. Okay, now we're going to jump for the last half of class into practice. I got loads of practice exercises. Let me check in with Ken. Ken?
Yes, hello.
There we go. Hi, Ken. How was your weekend?
Yes, fine. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome to class.
Thank you.
All right. And Nader has joined us. Hello, Nader. How are you today? Hello, hello. Okay. All right. Let's see if we've let's try this. Let's see if we've learned anything. This first exercise, in each sentence below, we're going to replace the italicized word or words or word group, whatever, with the appropriate pronoun. Being careful to use the correct form, that is to say, subject, object, or possessive pronoun, perhaps reflective. So, first one here. Okay, Hussein, back to you. Instead of I sold my truck to Gus, what could you substitute for Gus?
What it means, Gus?
Gus is a name, a proper name.
Gus. I
Yeah.
sold my truck to Gus.
Like Gustavo. It would be a nickname for Gustavo over there. Your classmate. By coincidence. I didn't plan that.
Yes. Sold my truck to Gus.
So instead of Gus, what would we use?
John.
No. A pronoun.
I sold my truck to himself.
Oh, no. Gus sold his truck to himself. Yeah. Only if the subject noun is the same. It could be any. Okay, in this exercise, we could be looking for a subject pronoun, a possessive pronoun, an object pronoun, or a reflexive. So what makes sense?
I sold my truck to himself.
Not himself, we just need an object pronoun. So I sold my truck to him. That's it.
I sold my truck to him.
That's it. It's just an object pronoun. Okay. Let's change it up slightly. Heidi?
He asked her.
What? What? No, this sentence here.
Okay. I sold my truck to Gus and Martin.
Mirdine, I don't know. Seems like
Name?
a crazy name. So the italics part is here.
Them.
Them. I sold my truck to them. Okay, exactly. That's it. Object pronoun. Okay, how about when we do this combination slightly differently? Gustavo, you're just Gus.
I sold my truck to him and Madeline.
That's it. Exactly. Him and Meridine. All right. So you don't have to say them, okay? It is possible. Maybe you forgot Gus's name. Okay. It is possible to say him and Meridine. Okay. All right. Definitely. Okay. Definitely I is the subject, so this has got to be an object pronoun. Okay, Ken. Here. All right. You've got a couple.
Okay, the truck's brakes were bad, and its tires were bald.
Okay. So, both. If its brakes were bad and its tires were bald. Right. It's not, okay, not its, which is pronounced the same, Okay, but no. Make sure if you're writing, for example, don't write its. Here you're actually talking about a possessive. You're using it in place of the truck with the, don't be confused. You're using it in place of the possessive form of the truck. So not like this. It's got to be its with
But
no
I
apostrophe.
think if it is a first sentence, the truck have to be mentioned, and then
Yeah.
pronouns.
Yes, that's absolutely true. You're going back to basically one of the maybe the second sentence in the
Okay.
beginning of the class. Absolutely, any pronoun has to be mentioned first before we can use a pronoun, or it has to be extremely obvious. Like if I say, hey, if we're walking down the street and I say, Ken, what is that? Pick it up, Ken. I don't know what it is, but I'm pointing to it. Oh, Ken, don't put it in your mouth. That's disgusting. Okay? Because you're holding whatever it is. If it's very obvious to the speaker and listener, then it doesn't have to be mentioned. And maybe in this case, where I'm using it, I don't know what it is. So there's no way to mention proper noun for it because I don't know what it is. All right. But for the sake, Ken is absolutely correct, but for the sake of this exercise, we're imagining that we have context. So,
Okay.
so we can practice subject and object. Okay. Nader, are you here or are you back? I mean, Nader, are you here or are you still be back later? Okay. I don't think he's here. Okay, Hussein, try this next one. You're going to substitute a pronoun for the words in italics. That is Merdine and Merdines.
Can you use she gave the truck to Gus and her daughter?
She gave the truck to Gus and
Her daughter.
hers.
Hers, yes, hers.
Whoops. Not hers. It can't be her. Her. It was hers. We use hers when we're not using it as a demonstrative with another noun, just by itself. Hers. It is hers, like that. But we have daughter. We have another noun. So Gus and her daughter. Okay. So she, that's right, subject noun, gave the truck to Gus and her daughter. Okay. You may notice, just a side note, as I'm repeating the sentences with you guys, you may notice when I'm using especially the H pronouns, her, his, him, hers, anyway, when I'm using these, Gus and her daughter, you may notice that I reduce pronunciation of her. Gus and her. Gus and her. We commonly in spoken English drop the H's for these pronouns. This is very normal native speaker speech. Very common. In addition, we do the same thing with have and has and had, the auxiliary or helper verbs. It's very common to drop H's for these types of words. Not all H's, but for these words. Okay, next one, Heidi. Okay, the whole phrase here.
Gus and Martin's daughter promised to pay her parents for the truck. Then
Okay. All right.
they promised to pay them for the truck.
Gus and Merdine's daughter. Well, I don't think.
Okay, only one. She promised to pay them for the truck.
Ah, okay, right. Okay, yeah, that's right. She, all right. That's right. She promised to pay them.
Them.
All right, that's it. Okay. All right. That's
Or their daughter. Their daughter promised to pay them.
right. I was also thinking that. Or in conjunction with daughter, their daughter. There's two different ways to do this. I'm glad you said that. Their daughter promised to pay. That doesn't make sense. Gus and Merdine's daughter promised to pay
Them.
her parents. Aren't her parents Gus and Merdine?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
No, it means
Right.
Gus and Martin's daughter promised to pay Gus and Martin
Merdine,
for
right?
the truck.
Right. Again, confused by the silliness of this sentence. Why would you bother to say that? Right. You would only say them. I mean, pay them for the truck because, yeah, that wouldn't make sense any other way. It would be silly. Okay. All right. Very good. Gustavo, let's see. Continuing the story of the truck.
The daughter's boyfriend. Her boyfriend drove it into a dog pond.
Great. Perfect. Yes, they did. Wow, this story gets more and more interesting. Okay. Ken. Okay, let's see. All right. All right. What pronouns are you going to substitute for these two
Okay.
clauses, two phrases? Not really clauses, phrases.
Okay. The duck pond belongs to them, to us, and my family and I, they and I.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Well,
They and I.
who are they and I? Including yourself.
Us?
People?
Our?
Subject. Subject for plural, which includes you.
We.
There we
now have one very unhappy duck.
And there we go. Ken, very good. Okay, we have figured it out. All right. And we now have one very unhappy duck. Okay. Oh, silly story here. All right. Nader, are you back from wherever thou wentest? Nader? I don't think so. Okay. Hussein, it's back to you.
The toxicity is almost as bad as my chemical. Death. Death.
Okay. So first, the ducks.
Tox.
Yeah.
Toxicity is almost as
So,
as myself.
no. First the ducks. What am I got? What pronoun can I use instead of the ducks? Now, don't be confused. Now, we're actually in an area where some people might get very confused. Um, if you're going to use pronouns for animals, all right? I know a lot of us have pets, and we know our pet is a female or a male, and it is common to say, don't worry, my dog is friendly. His bark is worse than his bite. For example, that would be common. To talk about pets, who you know, but usually other animals we would refer to as it.
Instead,
So,
ducks another name of
Instead of-
animal.
instead of the duck's temper, you should say its temper. Okay.
Their temper, can you use their temper?
Their temper, yeah, you could, but of course the duck is a singular, so not here you could. If it was a group of ducks, you could say their temper. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's right.
Almost as bad as mine temper.
Mine. Very good, because we're not using it in conjunction with another noun, but we already know the word, so it'd be very common to say as bad as mine. Very good. Its temper is almost as bad as mine. All right. Very good. Okay, Heidi. Let's see. There, Dean and Gus.
Mhm.
Okay.
The guys have offered to pay me and my family for the damages of by selling me the truck that still didn't never pound. They have offered to pay
Yes.
us for the damage.
Yes. For the damages, and yes,
Damage
damages can be plural. Yeah.
by
As in
selling
plural noun.
me. It.
Yeah, by selling me that piece of junk. By selling, but of course, if we wanted it, by selling it to me,
Selling it
Right.
to
but then that would be hard to fit. That's still.
that's sitting there. Sit there.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, just because this word is a little strange, I want to talk about it for just a second. Just a sidebar to our main lesson. The damage was expensive. All right. Okay, I can use it without the S. I can say they're going to pay for the damages, or I can say they're going to pay for the damage. This is a weird thing in English because it's not countable. Either way, it's uncountable. I can't say there were 3 damages to my truck. I cannot say that. There was some damage. There was too much damage. But anyway, kind of a weird word. Damage, though, is uncountable. Okay. We've still got 5 minutes, and I've still got more practice questions, so hang on a second. Let me pop this one up for you. Same idea here. Let's do a few others here. Okay. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, Gustavo.
Okay.
Same idea.
Okay. He is my mother's brother. He's my favorite uncle.
Sure. Instead of John, he is my favorite uncle. That's it.
Okay.
All right. Ken, next sentence.
He bought me a new guitar for my birthday.
That's it. All right. Nader, are you there? I guess not. Okay. Fine. Hussein.
Good. I thank it. I thanked Uncle John and gave him a big hug.
Very good. Hussein, pronunciation with the ED after a voiceless consonant, in this case, K, no voice. This ED is going to sound like a T. Thanked. Thanked. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. And gave him a big hug. Yeah, that's great. Terrific. You got it. Heidi, next one.
I gave my old guitar to Mary Johnson. No, I told Mary that now we could practice playing guitar together. I gave my old guitar to her, old guitar to her, and
Right.
I told her that
Right.
now we could practice playing it together.
It. Okay. All right. Going crazy there. All right. Okay. Gustavo.
I gave my old guitar to Mary Johnson because she is my best friend.
She. That's right. She is. Okay. New clause, and Mary's the subject. Mary is my best friend. That's right. Very good. Ken.
Uncle John showed us how to play the Big Rock Candy Mountain on guitar.
Woohoo! Big Rock Candy Mountain. Get on down. Okay. All right. Nair, are you there? No? Okay. Hussein, back to you.
Mary and I practiced the old folk song over and over every day for several weeks. Mary and I practiced
It. That's it.
the
Practice it over and over. Very good. All right. All right. All right. All right. Heidi, next.
At the end of that term, we played it at the school talent show.
Yes, you did. You played it at the school talent show. Okay. Over and above the Call of Duty. But okay. Great. Gustavo.
When we were done, they asked Mary and me to play another song.
Okay. Very good. All right. Notice Mary and me. They asked Mary and me. This is a very common question because people, or they, subject, noun, verb, asked Mary and me. Okay, me, object pronoun. Look at the next sentence. Mary and I, subject pronoun. Okay, this is where people, native speakers, actually get very confused. Is it Mary and me or Mary and I? Everyone gets confused with this, even native speakers. Well, here you go. There it is. When it's the object, it's Mary and me. When it's the subject, it's Mary and I. Okay. Ken.
Okay. We thanked everybody, but their request embarrassed us.
All right. Very good. Mary and me, of course, would be us. Okay. Nader, are you there? Conclusion? All right. In conclusion, we had to admit that I'll do it, it was the only song we knew. How embarrassing. Okay. All right, and I think that will do it for today's class. Sometimes we use pronouns and expressions like, I think that will do it. Okay, hopefully you learned 1 or 2 points there about using pronouns. I've got to go. Got another class coming right up here on Verbling. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
See you
much.
soon.